Hey everyone, Nate Jackson here again. This is just a quick video to clear up couple of supplements. I'm trying to do these. I might do more of these from time to time. I know there are a bunch from the first 100 that I had to skip because I couldn't get the original Criterion edition or anything like that. I'm thinking about getting an Armageddon. There's a copy at my local record store for like 15 bucks that I might pick up. So I'll review all the deleted scenes and gags and outtakes and stuff like that, or see what kind of stuff you get. Because the version I watched only had the video to "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing," the Aerosmith song. Okay, but first of all, there are only two videos I can talk about. We'll talk about two different DVDs. The first one is Ivan the Terrible Part 2. I don't have it with me, but like I said, since I got since I did the review, I got a hold of Ivan the Terrible Part 2, and the only thing that's on it is just a really interesting essay about. It's like a multimedia essay narrated by some film historian, and he talks about Eisenstein's filming, like his process and different shots. I think the most interesting part was the first segment when he talks about how Eisenstein would mirror certain scenes, and they like show scenes back to back, like not mirror scenes in the way of like the directors, like the actors' movements, like the way they would move their heads, like, and he plays the scenes back to back, like you see them on the same screen next to each other, and it's really fascinating. Like I noticed it a little bit in certain characters, but there are other examples that I totally missed, such as when Ivan and Vladimir, I think his aunt's son are laying. It's just like when Vladimir is with his mother, like he has his head in her lap, and then later he has his head in Ivan's lap. It's like the shots are really similar and the actions are similar, and that totally just went over my head. So it was really interesting, and only another contestant toward me getting it, but yeah, maybe another time. The sale's over, and the sale's pretty much over. Maybe in the wrap up I'll talk about. Actually, maybe I'll actually showcase my collection just to make it a little longer. Not that this video has to be too long, but anyway. The other one that I've actually gotten since I did the review is the Criterion Collection edition of The Harder They Come. For some reason, when I looked for this one at the library, I couldn't get it, but then I tried it again, and here it is. So, like I said, the only really significant supplement is a 10-minute interview with Chris Blackwell, which is his name. His name is Chris Blackwell. I wasn't sure when I did the review, and he just basically talks about his role in the movie. He didn't really have a lot to do with the movie. That was a lot of Perry Manzell. But he was the founder and producer, president of Island Records, and the soundtrack which he produced was the kind of kicked off the label. Was like a really huge success, and yeah, and then he just talks about how the record business is like, pretty much was accurate, the way that the record owner, the record producer, like kind of just shunned anything that was too slow. He talks about like how that was more or less an accurate description of how record companies worked back in the third world countries back then. And yeah, that's basically it. He just talks about all the different the people who appeared on the soundtrack, and yeah, that's about it. It's really cool, really nice interview. And like I said, I tried looking for it online, and there's a lot of more recent interviews with Chris Blackwell, but not this one. This one apparently can only be found in here. And then the other thing is just a couple of like illustrated biodiscographies. It says illustrated biodiscographies on the film's contributing musicians. Yeah, it's basically just, it shows, there's one for Jimmy Cliff. He talks about this little biography, and it has like selected discographies of most of the actors. Toots and the Mayels, Scotty, yeah. And yeah, that's it for that. So let's actually, now that the sale's over, take a look at this beast. Take a look at this beast. Cue the Legend of Zelda music. Cue the Legend of Zelda find a piece of the Triforce music. Let's see. I showed you high and low. Diabolique finally got Diabolique. And Fishing with John finally got Fishing with John. Fishing with John. Red Shoes, and I probably showed you some of these. Got Taste of Cherry finally. That was a great one. Yesterday I got Black Orpheus, and Sanjuro, For All Mankind. Got For All Mankind recently. Chasing Amy. I showed you, of course, prizes. Oh, and Black Narcissus. I thought, you know what? This movie's so crazy, I had to grab it. So the collection is growing, as you can tell. There's still more I want to get. Like, I might be getting some more later this week that I might showcase. I might add to the collection for the showdown, or the countdown, if you will. Brazil, Charade, Armageddon, 39 Steps, 7 Samurai. Those are at least 5 that I know I still want to get that are in print. I mean, there's also, of course, The Third Man, The Harder They Come. Get my own copy of The Harder They Come. Variety Lights, that was good. And yeah, that's it. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and we will see you sometime later, either tomorrow or Tuesday. More than likely Tuesday. We'll do a wrap-up. We'll do the wrap-up video. And it'll be basically just, little me talking about, the Criterion collection in detail and my thoughts and opinions on the first 100. No ratings or anything like that. Just my viewpoints and analysis on how it worked back then. Things I noticed and all that, which I'm slowly making a list of things to talk about. So anyway, watch for that sometime, probably Tuesday. And until then, thanks.